The people you find unrecognizable 5 years later didn't find a better job. They didn't move to a new city. They changed what they did with their evenings. Not dramatically, not all at once, but month after month, they practiced something that slowly rebuilt who they were. Not their resume, not their social circle, their identity. Most self-improvement advice focuses on goals, but goals don't change who you are, habits do. And hobbies are habits with identity built in. They don't just fill time, they build the person spending it. Most people chase the result. These people built the person who gets results. That's the difference. Here are 10 of them. Number 10 is learning a high income skill. And the reason it's on this list has nothing to do with the income. Most people go through life believing there are things they simply can't do. They tell themselves they're not technical, not creative, not good with numbers. Over time, these stories stop feeling like opinions. They start feeling like facts. Learning a high-income skill, coding, copywriting, video editing, design, breaks that story. Picture two people, same age, same background, same starting point. One spends 30 minutes every evening learning something the market values. The other doesn't. After 1 year, the gap is real but closable. After 3 years, it isn't. Not because the second person stopped being capable, but because the first became someone who builds new skills on purpose. That's a different kind of person entirely. And the gap only grows. The person who built the skill keeps building. The one who didn't keeps saying they will. One of them is building a future. The other is planning to. Number 9 is volunteering. And it changes something most people don't expect. It doesn't make you more generous. It changes the size of your problems. Something shifts when you spend regular time with people whose struggles look nothing like yours. The things that used to feel urgent, the slow reply, the awkward meeting, the minor slight, start to feel like what they actually are. Small. What once felt like a crisis starts to feel like an inconvenience. That shift is quiet, it's gradual, and it's permanent. The problems don't disappear, they just stop running the show. Number 8 is deep focus practice. And here's what almost nobody realizes about attention. It isn't just a resource, it's a skill. And like every skill, it breaks down when you stop using it. Picture this. It's 9 a.m. The task is open. The first step is clear. 3 minutes in, the phone buzzes. One check, then another. An hour later, maybe 15 minutes of real work happened. Not because of laziness, because every interruption costs more to recover from than the check itself took. Deep focus practice fixes this. You work on one thing, no interruptions, for a set amount of time. The ability to stay with a hard problem long enough to actually solve it comes back within weeks. Then it compounds. People around them start to notice, not because they became smarter, because they stopped operating at 30% of their actual capacity. Number 7 is public speaking. And it doesn't do what most people think it does. Most assume it builds confidence. That's not quite right. What it actually does is teach your mind to organize thoughts under pressure. And once you can do that in front of a room, you can do it anywhere. Someone who has stood in front of an audience and held it together doesn't just lose the fear of judgment. They think clearer, faster, even in uncomfortable situations. The words come out better. Decisions land sooner. The internal question changes too. Instead of, what will people think, it becomes, what do I actually want to say? That's a different starting point for every conversation that follows. Number 6 is purposeful reading. Almost everyone is reading wrong. Not in terms of technique, in terms of intention. Most reading is just consumption. Get through the book. Move to the next. The goal is quantity. 50 books a year feels productive. Often it isn't. Purposeful reading is different. Read fewer things. Read them slower. With one goal, change how you think about a specific problem. Stop when something matters. Come back to the same book over years. The person who reads 5 books that way and actually integrates them is unrecognizable compared to someone who read 50 to say they did. One collected information. The other rebuilt how they think. That's not the same thing. One person has more facts, the other has better questions. Better questions change outcomes. Number 5 is learning a musical instrument, and this one has real science behind it. Studies on adults who learn instruments find something unexpected. The brain physically changes, not as a metaphor, structurally. New connections form between parts of the brain that don't usually work together. Motor control, auditory processing, memory, they start sharing pathways that weren't there before, and those changes changes carry over. The patience it takes to play badly for months before you play well. That tolerance for slow results doesn't stay in the practice room. It moves into everything else. People who learn instruments are harder to rattle. They have proof built with their own hands that impossible things eventually become natural. Number 4 is mindful walking, not as exercise, not as meditation, as the one moment in the day without an incoming signal. Most of the day is reactive. Something arrives and you respond. The mind never fully stops receiving. Walking without headphones, no destination, no podcast, is one of the few times the brain can actually process instead of react. Problems that resist thinking often solve themselves during this kind of movement, not because of the walking, because of the silence around it. Every day, same 20 minutes, something that felt tangled comes back clearer. No app needed, no subscription, just the absence of noise, and a mind finally left alone to do its job. Number 3 is journaling, not gratitude lists, not affirmation, just this. Write whatever is taking up space in your head. Don't edit. Keep going until the thought is fully out. What happens next is predictable. Vague anxiety has no clear source, but when you force it into words, it gets specific. I'm anxious about the future becomes, I'm anxious about a conversation I've been avoiding. A named problem has a solution. A vague feeling doesn't. The person who does this every day develops something that looks like self-knowledge. From the inside, it just feels like being able to hear yourself think. Most people never get that. Not because they're not smart enough, because they never stop long enough to listen. Number 2 is combat sports. And this one surprises people. The change isn't physical, it's about composure. Most people avoid situations that feel uncomfortable. The hard conversation, the uncertain outcome, the moment where failure is visible. That avoidance is automatic, and it quietly shapes every decision. Combat sports, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, train the body to stay functional under pressure. Someone who has been in physical discomfort and kept thinking clearly responds differently to stress. Heart rate stays lower, decisions come faster. The hard conversation still happens, but the body stops treating it like an emergency. That kind of composure can't be thought into existence. It has to be built, and once it's built, it shows up everywhere, in the boardroom, in the argument, in the moment that matters most. Number 1 is strength training, and it has nothing to do with how you look. Research on identity and behavior finds this consistently. The words people use to describe themselves predict their behavior better than their intentions do. People who say, I am someone who trains, not I'm trying to get fit, stick to the habit at much higher rates over time. The identity comes first, the behavior follows. Strength training earns the top spot because it builds that identity directly. Every session is a clear decision about who you are. The weight doesn't care how you feel. The discomfort of continuing competes directly with the discomfort of stopping. There's no middle ground. After years of showing up when you don't want to, lifting when tired, finishing what you started, the person is different, not because of the muscle, because of what they've earned about themselves. Thousands of sessions, each one saying the same thing. They don't quit when it gets hard. Most people know someone like that from the outside. They look disciplined. They look driven. What they actually built was something simpler, a habit of finishing. That's what makes someone unrecognizable. 5 years from now, someone who knows you will describe you to someone who doesn't. The question is what they'll say. Which one are you starting this week? Or are you still thinking about it? Don't settle for your baseline. Go beyond it.